Inhale, come to the neutral. Tuck your toes, lift your hips and come in Parvatasana. Stretch your legs, stretch your arms. Try to go deep in this posture with every exhalation. Keep breathing. Now prepare yourself for the next pose, Rajkapotasana. Lift your left leg up as much as you can, as much as high. Bend your left knee and place your left knee in between of your both palms. Adjust yourself. Sitting on your sitting bones. Try to adjust if you lift your hips and then sit down. Keep your back straight. Inhale here. Exhale, slowly bend forward from your lower back. Hands stretch out. Just feel the stress towards the inner side of your thighs. Hands take it back. Inhale, raise your upper body up. Now tuck your right toe. Lift your left leg as much as you up and then release. Relax here. Take a breath in mountain pose. Now we are going to do same thing with the right side. Take a deep inhale. Slowly lift your right leg up. Exhale, bend your right knee. Place it in between of your both palms. Adjust yourself. Lift your hip up and then adjust. Sit. Sit on your sitting bones. Now inhale. Exhale, bend forward. Forehead to the floor. Arms stretch up. Stretch your arms nicely. Now take your hand back. Inhale. Slowly come up. Tuck your left toe. Right leg all the way up. Exhale, release your right. Now, release your knees. Join your toes behind your body. Your knees are apart. Push your hip back and relax in Sasantasana. So this is the relaxing pose. Just relax here. Lose your body completely. Don't strain yourself. Just relax. Lose your arms. Forehead on the floor. Relax. Relax. Feel the effect of Rajkapotasana. Now slowly slide your hands and come up. Knees together. Sit in Vajrasana, diamond pose. You can sit in this asana after having food, which is very good for your digestion. Now come on your knees, your right leg in front, and stand on your back for the standing asanas. Legs apart, hands away from the body, close your eyes. Relax in Sitlitarasana. Just observe your breathing. With every inhalation, feel the happiness, and And with every exhalation, share the happiness. Open your eyes. Come in front of your mat for the sun salutation, one round, Surya Namaskara. Feet are together. If you are not comfortable with feet together, your feet are few inches apart. Both hands to the side, roll your shoulders back, look in front. Body is straight, chin parallel to the floor. Inhale and exhale in Namaskar Mudra. Inhale, raise your arms up, arch your back. Exhale, bend forward from your lower back. And try to touch your forehead to the knees. You can also slightly bend your knee. Inhale, right leg back, toes pointing out, look in front. Make sure your big toe should not be cross your knee should not be cross your big toe. Push your hip down so that you can feel the stretch here. Push. Now, left leg back, hold the posture plank. Your plank posture is your upper body is parallel to the floor. Your hips are not too much high. Just be there and straight. Exhale, your knees, chest, chin on the floor, hip up only in Ashtanga Namaskar. Inhale, glide forward to Bhujanga Asana, elbows against the body, elbows are bent. Look up. Exhale, tuck your toes without the help of your knees. Lift your hips up. Come to Parvatasana. Heels on the floor. Inhale, right leg in front. Very nice. Exhale, left leg in front. Inhale, raise your arms up all the way up. Arch your back. Exhale, release your arms. Take your breathe here before doing the left side. Inhale, exhale, Namaskar Mudra. Inhale, raise your arms up, arch your back. Exhale, bend forward from your lower back. Place your palms either side of your feet. Inhale, left leg back, toes pointing out, look in front. Just push your hip down to the floor so that you can feel the stretch here. Right leg back, pull the posture plank. Exhale, your knees, chest, chin on the floor, hip up only. Inhale, glide forward to Bhujanga Asana. Exhale, tuck your toes, lift your hips, come to Parvatasana. Inhale, left leg in front. Stretch your thighs to the ceiling. Right leg in front, exhale. Inhale, raise your arms up, arch your back. Exhale, release your arms. Relax in Sitla Tadasana. Legs apart, close your eyes. And feel the nice effect of sun salutation in each and every part of your body. Just focus on your thighs muscles, arms, focus on your breath. Sun salutation works on your whole body. Try to make your breath normal. Slowly open your eyes. I think you have got lots of energy. So we will do Veerbhadrasana too. So come at the end of your mat, take a wide step with your right leg. We are going to do a warrior 2. So place your both hands first on your waist. Adjust yourself. Knees are straight. Feel the grounded to the earth with your both feet. Slowly turn your right foot to the right side, left foot to the front. Left foot as it is. Inhale, raise your both arms up at the shoulders level. Look at your right palm, turn your head and slowly bend your right knee. Make sure you are pushing down your hips. You are not going forward. Don't go forward, just push your hip down. Look at your right palm. Feel the stress towards the groin area. Feel the stress towards the thighs. Your here is a 90-degree angle. Keep breathing and stay. Feel the warrior. Heartfulness warrior. Slowly with inhale, straighten your knees. Exhale, release your arms. Arms on your waist. Turn your right foot to the front. Left foot to the left side. If your waist tilting to the left, take it into the front. Inhale, raise your arms up. Turn your head to the left palm. Look at your left palm. Slowly with exhale, bend your knee. Bend your left knee. Your right knee is straight. Warrior 2. This will give you a nice confidence. Make sure your both hands are in alignment. Keep breathing. Push your hip down. Slowly inhale, straighten your left knee. Exhale, release your palms. Turn your left foot to the front. Relax here. Here we are going to do Prasarita Padostasana. Feet same as it is. Both feet are in front. Inhale, raise your arms all the way up. Stretch your spine. With exhale, slowly bend forward from your lower back. Knees are straight. Feel the, squeeze your toes to the floor. Just feel the grounding. You can just check, go at the halfway. Inhale, come up. Exhale, bend forward from your lower back. Just observe the movement of your lower back. Inhale, come up. Now we will go completely. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, bend forward. Place your both palm in between of your both feet. Inhale, slowly look up. Stretch your spine nicely. Exhale, bend completely. Try to touch your forehead to the floor or just be like that in the middle. Feel the inverted, half inverted pose. Knees are straight. Squeeze your toes. Squeeze your knees. So while coming up, you can choose your variation. Either you can place your palms on your waist and slowly come up, or just inhale, stretch your arms first in front and with full of control, slowly come up. Choose your variation. You can place your palms on your waist or stretch your hand. Slowly walk inside, bend your one knee, stand in Sitla Tadasana. Legs apart, close your eyes. Observe your breathing. Have a smile on your face. Feel the nice effect of Prasarita Padostasana and Warrior 2 in your body. Slowly open your eyes. Feet are hip width apart. Inhale, raise your arms in front of your chest, palm facing down. Exhale, slowly push your hip down and sit. First sit in squat, then slowly sit. Join your both feet together, both sole of your feet together. Interlock your fingers, place them under your feet. Feel the changes after doing the Virabhadrasana. So feel the stress here. And now feel the effect of butterfly. Close your eyes. Feel that you are very beautiful butterfly, want to fly high. Flap your legs. Flap. Observe the changes. You have done so many stretches. So it is now a little easier. Stretch. Increase your speed. Faster. And slowly release your posture. Now sit in Ardha Padmasana. Keeping your eyes closed. We are going to do alternate nostril breathing. So your left hand in Chin Mudra, index finger and thumb together. Right hand in Nasika Mudra, your index finger and second finger bent. Close your eyes. Place your right thumb on your right nostril. Inhale with the left. Close your left with ring finger. Exhale through the right. Inhale with the right. Close your right. Exhale through the left. This is one round. Take a long inhale and long exhale as much as you can. Inhale with the left. Close your left. Exhale through the right. Inhale with the right. Close your right. Exhale through the left. This is second round. Do 2 more rounds on your own pace and experience your breathing. Now end with the left nostril. Slowly place your hands over your knee. Keeping your eyes closed, feel the effect of alternate nostril breathing. Feel the changes in your breath. Long inhale and long exhale. Keeping your eyes closed. Now slowly bring your awareness towards your heart and feel that a divine energy illuminating here, which is attracting to you. Focus on that divine energy for a few more minutes. Slowly bring your awareness back to your body. Observe your condition. Observe your thoughts. Are they in future and are they in past? Bring it back to this present time. Be in this condition throughout all your day. Join your palms together in front of your chest. And take a suggestion here that you have gathered all the effect of asanas. With this thought, chin to the chest. Thanks to the master. Thanks to your body. And slowly open your palms. Open your eyes with few blinks with beautiful smile. Now feel that the positive energy coming from the palms inside in your eyes. Take this energy inside in your palms. Make a namaskar mudra. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining. I hope you like this session.
Thank you so much, Varsha. This was the most energetic and positive start for the day's session. And I hope that all our participants can do all the asanas with practice, with the ease that you have shown us. Thank you so much, Varsha. So now we will be moving forward to our next session. Dr. Haresh, are you there with us?
Yeah, I'm there. Yeah.
Yeah, good
Can you hear me?
morning. Yeah,
Good
I
morning.
can hear you. Yeah, good morning.
Good
So
morning.
now I welcome to Dr. Haresh Mehta, who's going to join us with another heartfulness technique. We had already started with heartfulness meditation yesterday. So before we start this talk, let me introduce Dr. Haresh Mehta. He's an interventional cardiologist who is currently affiliated with prominent hospitals across Mumbai. He has done his fellowship at University Hospital, Bern, Switzerland, and is also visiting faculty at its Department of Cardiology. He is actively involved with various medical bodies, giving lectures and providing demonstrations of complex angioplasty techniques. He has been practicing heartfulness meditation for the past 12 years since 2007, and he'll be guiding us through another heartfulness
Mask there.
technique which will help us in doing uncluttering of our minds and embarking on this journey forward. Over to you, Dr. Mehta. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for the kind introduction. And let's straight get into what we are going to deal with. As you are aware that we are in a profession which is constantly changing, constantly stressful, and we have to deal with patients, we have to deal with relatives, we have to deal with the public, and at present times, a lot of negative information about us, and that leads us to stress, burnout, and how do we deal with this stress is equally important because stress and burnout is the commonest cause of suicide in doctors. And as you all know, doctors die much younger than any other professionals in the world. So we need to develop tools and techniques how to counter this stress and become resilient. And there are multiple tools which can be external or internal, and I will run you through them. And I'll just put on my PowerPoint presentation. Just let me know if you can see them. Can you see the PowerPoint presentation?
Yes, Bhaiya.
Yes, we can see that. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So what is exactly is resilience? What do we mean by resilient? How do we become resilient? Resilience is basically a response. It's more of a positive response. Any action that you face or any stress that you face, the response can be negative by saying that I'm not going to be able to handle it, I'm not going to be able to do this, I'm not capable, all these depressive response. So resilience actually is defined as a capacity to respond to stress in a healthy way, such that your goals are also achieved with minimal psychological and physical cost. In layman's terms, it would say bouncing back after challenges with also growing stronger. It is actually an ability of an individual to withstand adversity. So the whole idea is that if you see this bamboo, it generally bends but does not break. That's how what we need to do to be resilient in life, to deal with the stresses we face. How does resilience help us? Why do we need it? It will help us not by removing challenges. Challenges keep coming our way. It's not going to change the challenges, but it's definitely going to change how you are going to deal with the challenges, how well prepared you are to whatever comes your way. You can deal with increased caseload, workload, dealing with difficult co-workers and other challenges. So what does resilience need? We need lots of tools like cooperation, acceptance, adaptations, toleration. How do we respond? How do we deal with pressures? How does your family support you? Are you a loner? Are you not a loner? There are lots of things which go into developing resilience. Therefore, I've divided this resilience into different dimensions. You deal with resilience either by physical means, mental means, emotional means, or a combination of the above. So, very important feature to remember is that it's not bad to be vulnerable. We are very scared of being vulnerable. We scared that if we are vulnerable, if we are soft, someone is going to take advantage of us. That's not true. If you are vulnerable and flexible, you have become more accepting and adaptable, and that helps you build resilience. So, always putting up a hard face, a tough face, may not be the best way to develop resilience, because that is a commonest cause of patients or people or doctors developing depression, leading to breakdown and burnout. So flexibility and vulnerability actually, according to me, is a positive thing. And then of course you, because of that, you become like a chameleon, you become adaptive, you can transform yourself, you reorganize yourself, renew yourself with energy, be at it, and finally bounce back. When you are of this character, your mental flexibility increases, your attention span goes up, you generally develop an optimistic view of the world. And of course, you have positive feelings, you have better relationships. So these are the ways resilience starts. When you are faced with the stress, the first instinct is survival. That's what causes the stress, because you are worried that you're going to lose your job, you're worried that you might have problems with the boss, you are worried that your patient is dying, you're worried that you don't have enough manpower, you're suffering, you don't know how to deal with it. Then it leads to anger issues, you become less sympathetic, you become hard. That's the survival instinct. But you have to move beyond that. So beyond that, you move towards adaptation, where you feel that you're doing better, you're dealing with the situation, you accept the situation, you become more curious around what you can do to improve the situation. Later on, you lead to the recovery phase, where you become less avoidant, you don't avoid people, you're not in the depressive mode. You start thinking more and more what can be done to deal with the situation. You start getting back your empathy, you become compassionate, and hope arises in you. And the last is growth. When you're completely self aware, you change your perspective towards the situation, you find a purpose or a meaning to your life, and you become what you really are. That's what I was exactly telling you. The different types of responses that you can develop is physical, emotional, social, family, psychological. This is an integrated process by which you develop these resilience to the stressful situations. And resilience involves more than one individual. It is very, very difficult to be alone and be someone who says who's resilient. You have to have people you can talk to, you have to have someone whom you can share your problem with, and you also need to reorient your needs, your job plan. You need to reorient what you need to do to deal with this situation. And this is a small chart, looks very busy, but actually it gives you a very beautiful domains of resilience. Resilience starts with physical health. So sleeping well, eating well, and exercising removes a part of your stress. And if you realize, if you exercise and you did yoga in the morning, it releases endorphins, which are happy hormones, and you start feeling better. The other important thing to remember is to be, as I told you, tenacity. Tenacity doesn't mean hardness. Tenacity means that you are persistent and you have realistic optimism, but you are at the same time accepting that you have this defect in you, you accept the vulnerability in you, and that improves your tenacity. Collaboration is very, very important. It's very, very wrong or very, very difficult to fight all battles alone. So you have to have supportive groups, you have to have social interactions, you have to have your family, your friends whom you can talk to and deal with this issue. Get it out of the chest, as we say. Of course, have a vision. It's good to have purpose, goals, but again, it should be goals which can be readjusted, realigned. Do not be sticking to the fact that I want to do this and this has to be done, irrespective of what the situation is. If you're going to hold on to your goals which are unrealistic, then you might end up creating more stress for yourself. Of course, composure in the time of adversity. That's what differentiates a boy from a man. That exactly tells you how a boy responds to a problem and a man responds to a problem. So you have to learn to regulate your emotions. You should refrain from being judgmental. Easier said than done. But when you're dealing with individuals, try to put yourself in their shoes, probably be empathetic, understand their problem, and you may realize that there is some merit in what is going on, and that may alleviate your stress. And of course, reasoning. So you have to reason and find out what's happening and anticipate the problem, anticipate the stress, and solve it beforehand. So these are different tools how you do these things. How do I build resistance? That's an extremely important thing. The strategies used is that it's always good to have a laugh. So keep laughing. It helps diffusing stress. A good joke at any good time is a good way of diffusing stress. Compartmentalize your thoughts. What it means is that when you're thinking, you decide which is more important, what is not important. Leave the unimportant things aside. You can deal with them later. So you have to compartmentalize your thoughts. Distraction. When I mean distraction, I'm not talking of distraction in the negative way, which increases your stress. If you're going to isolate yourself, if you're going to sit in a corner and sulk, that's not a good distraction. It's going to make it worse because you're going to get more depressed. So probably playing a sport, seeing an old favorite movie of yours, exercise, walk in the park is a brilliant idea. Always seek help, make connections. Don't try to live alone during these times. Maintain a positive attitude to life. It makes you feel hopeful. Nurture a good view of yourself. Remove this concept that I'm not good for this problem. I don't know how to deal with this. I'm ill equipped. That leads to further worsening of situation. Accept that change is part of your life. So when the situation at your job is staining, or if you're working in a hospital and you realize that you have a difficult co-worker or a difficult head of department or a difficult set of staff, accept them. Probably once you start accepting the problem, you start realizing that it's easier to deal with it, and you can probably manage to talk to those people, make them see your point of view, and at the same time maintain empathy to understand their point of view. Especially this problem arises when you deal with relatives who are pushy, who are always on your neck, they're breathing down your throat, you're really, really worried about the way they are dealing with you, talking to you, having insinuating questions. Just imagine and put yourself in their shoe and feel whether, yes, does it have a question? Does it have a merit? Are the relatives honestly disturbed? And then once you realize that, you can deal with this much easier. And if you know of statistics, most of these cases against doctors, the malpractice suits, has come from lack of communication between doctor and the relatives. It is never actually real medical negligence. So the lack of communication is the main problem which leads to stress in either side and can lead to problems. Of course, have a flexible thinking, find alternate pathways, find ways to circumvent the problem, and take decisive and timely action. So this is a very beautiful, my favorite slide, which tells you the most common lie is I'm fine. So accept you have a problem. And the way to deal with is to have a balance. In life, all is about balance. If you're watching the COVID scenario right now, it was all the lack of balance in the environment, in the world, in the universe that leads to these viral infections, which leads to a pandemic. So life should be all about balance. And in our life, the balance comes between our life, our aims, our family, our work, our career. So you have to balance all of this. You have to find time to deal with all of these problems. So that's a beautiful, again, a presentation which, if you have some of you all seen Hindi movies, there's this beautiful statement which is made that if you hand over the wheel to someone else to drive your car, then he's going to take care of your life. So take charge of your life. Don't let someone else deal with your life. It is never the load that breaks you down. It's how you carry the load that breaks you down. Michael Jordan had a very beautiful statement that obstacles never stop you. If you run into a wall, don't turn around and give up. Figure how to climb it, go through it, or work around it. You can always bounce back, be flexible, and flourish like this bands which we use for exercise. We need to come back and rejuvenate. Move from I can't do it to I can do it. That's extremely important. We have to have this attitude, I can do it. When I joined medical college, there was this, not medical college, my 11th and 12th standard. There was this college in Mumbai called Jai Hind College, and that had a very beautiful logo. And there was a saying below this, I will and I can. So there is never that I can't. Always have this attitude, ki I will and I can. So life is never about how fast you run or how you climb, but how well you bounce. I'm going to show you in a moment how different techniques of meditation can help you. This is a ideal, or what you see, not ideal actually. This is a regular day for a nurse or a doctor in a hospital. So it's really called all off. They don't know how to deal with this, and that's the common cause of problems. How does heartfulness help you in this technique? How does it help? Now I'm going to go off the presentation for a moment. I'm going to stop screen sharing. Yeah. So in my experience, how heartfulness changed the way I thought about it, how I counter stress, how I deal with stress, and how this has changed my way of thinking. So I'm going to give you a short example and story of how meditation changed how I dealt with situations. So I started my practice in 2001. I came down from Switzerland to start my private practice in Mumbai. And I was this doctor who felt that he's going to come back to his hometown, to his home country. He's going to do well. He's going to do the right kind of practice and be the most successful cardiologist. And as you know, once you come back, you realize the ground reality. I started realizing the ground reality. The first 6 months, 9 months, I had no work, no patients. I had nothing to do. I was getting bored, no income. And I started realizing that this is not working. So I spoke to my parents, my father, and I told them that can I go back? I was very happy there. I had good job. I was enjoying myself there. Here I'm doing nothing. I'm getting bored. I'm getting depressed. And he said, "Why don't you give it another few months? And if it doesn't work, you go back." And slowly and surely, the work kept coming. The work kept increasing, and I started doing well. I started doing better. I started doing very, very well. But despite doing well, despite getting what I wanted, despite knowing what is happening around me, I was doing what I wanted. I wanted to actually do this kind of work, but I was not happy, and that was surprising because if I am getting to do what I wanted to do and I'm getting to do the kind of work I came back for, then why am I unhappy? Every day I used to sleep late. I couldn't sleep well at night. I would have heartburn. I would have chest pains. I would have tossing, turning around, and I had a family of heart diseases. So this gradual health issues started creeping up that I'm going to die of a heart issues. Then insecurity started creeping in that I'm doing well now. What if I don't do well tomorrow? What if I don't have a patient tomorrow? So all these thoughts kept preventing me from sleeping. I kept going to the hospital, kept doing my ECGs, checking whether I'm dying of a heart attack. Do I need admission? In fact, it came to a stage where my wife was totally distraught the way I was responding to situations. This was a typical burnout I was heading for. And she said, if this continues, you're going to have a major nervous breakdown and this can harm us, the family, and everybody. And she said, why don't you do something about it? During that time, I was also facing a crisis at where I was working, in the sense I was doing extremely well, which obviously invites envy. It creates problems with people around you who are unhappy you're doing well, especially your peers, your colleagues. They start seeing you as a threat and they start finding ways to put you down. And this was really a stage in my life where I felt that I might lose my job, I might not have a career, I might have to leave the hospital, I might have to start anew. All these thoughts kept creeping into my mind, and all these negative thoughts kept me away from being happy. And eventually, that happened. I had to quit that hospital, and I had to come back on with no practice, no patients. I was back to ground zero from where I'd started. That's when I realized what has happened, what have I done. My whole life went into a 360-degree turn, and I thought this is the end of cardiology for me, end of my career, end of what I have done in the last few years. And at this time, my wife told me, why don't you try this heartfulness meditation techniques? For it's a 3 day process. You have to contribute 30 minutes to 40 minutes per day for 3 days. Why don't you go and test it? Why don't you do it? I mean, just for the heck of it. Anyway, you are struggling. So I went for these 3 sessions very reluctantly. Being a doctor, I was not convinced that these techniques work or there's anything of substance in these techniques. And I went and got it done. And I honestly didn't feel anything for the first 3 sessions. And I came back and I started living life the way I was, struggling, fighting, I thought. But 6 months to 9 months down the line, where I was actually intermittently practicing meditation, not doing it on a daily basis, doing it at when I felt like, not doing when I felt like. So there was no major commitment to meditation. But 9 months down the line, one patient walks into my clinic and tells me after half an hour conversation that I have changed. So I asked the patient, "What do you mean, have I changed?" The patient said that you are now more receptive, you listen more, you understand more, and you are listening to us all the time. So I was quite surprised. So I asked him, "What do you mean? Don't I listen to you? And if I don't listen to you, how do I solve your problem? How do I treat you?" He said, "No, no, 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 doctor. When we used to come earlier to you, you used to speak continuously. So the patient used to speak for 5 minutes. I used to speak for 10, 15 minutes. And then he was out of the room. And he might had a lot of questions unanswered when he left my room. And he said, Ki now, for the past 30 minutes, all the speaking was done by the patient, and I was patiently listening." So I thought, wow, this is a new thing. But maybe I thought it's a favorite patient, it's a nice patient. I must have been nice to him. But this kept continuing over 3 to 6 months. Lots of people started telling me I have changed. There's something new about me. So I went back to my wife. She's my moral compass. And I asked her, Ki, have I changed? Is there something new happening to me? What is this happening? So she said, "What do you think?" I said, "I don't think I've changed." She said, "Why don't you do something? Why don't you check in the last 9 months? Have you ever been to the casualty to get your ECG done? Have you got chest pains? Have you got heartburns?" And then I realized, no. In the last 9 months, I was not in the hospital. I've not taken my own ECG. I've not worried about heartburn, chest pain. And there was sorbitol in each and every corner of my house, in my car, in my glove box, in the drawer of my clinic. None of the sorbitates were used. And plus, I was sleeping well. I was asleep by 10:30 in the night. I was awake early morning, fresh, and there was a change in my attitude. And then I realized, let's scan back, what have I changed in this last 9 months that has changed so much of my attitude to life, and what is changing. And the only change that I had made, that I was meditating, that too infrequently. And that dawned on me that an infrequent meditation practice could change me so much, change my outlook to life, change my attitude to deal with stress. How much would it change if I do this on a daily basis? And that's how I got into this meditation practice. Then, as I told you, I was worried that I'm losing my job, I'm losing money, I'm going to leave this hospital, which I had to, and I had to start anew. And in a year down the line, I kept looking at my workforce, my practice, my patient base, and I saw that despite this major upheaval that happened in my life, which almost shook me right to the root, I was still doing reasonably well for myself. I was not doing badly. My practice had again restarted picking up. I had started seeing more and more patients, and all this fear of not being able to re-establish yourself and get back into the groove was not there. It was all a myth. It's something that I was in my mind. It was not happening. And then I clearly realized that this was something which I was doing differently, because I was the same individual before that. I was doing the same things, I was doing the same practice, everything else was the same. The only difference was the heartfulness meditation practice. And that gave me courage and the gumption to tell that this works. So, in this practice, the important thing I realized is that it's an experiential thing. It's about experiencing it yourself. My telling someone or someone telling me when I was not a believer, or someone telling someone else doesn't work. It's when you start doing it yourself, you start realizing that this really works. And that is how I got into this system. And I strongly, strongly advocate, if you want to be a complete individual, a complete doctor. When I mean a complete doctor, I mean a doctor who does not just see patients, diagnose, and treat. Our job actually is not to just diagnose and treat. We should take ourselves to be healers. And to be a healer, you have to be a holistic person, in the sense you have to understand the problems not only of the patient but of his immediate family, what they go through. Put yourself in their shoes. You Rather, we should not become doctors who are treating the instrument. We are not treating the blood pressure instrument. We are treating an individual. And treating an individual goes beyond just prescribing medicines or doing a procedure. It is all about being empathetic, compassionate, understanding their problem, at the same time maintaining your composure and deal with stress. And I feel that meditation is one of the best ways of dealing with these problems, because all the other ways I told you about, laughing, distractions, these are all temporary measures, and these are all external measures. Whereas meditation connects you to your inner self, it connects you to exactly what you are, it connects you to your heart, and it helps you refine your emotion, helps you refine your own thought processes, helps you think clearly. Because when you move from your mind, or rather thinking, and you start feeling more, that's when you deal with situation better. And this meditation gets you from thinking to feeling, and that's how you can deal with these problems much easier. Today I'm going to introduce a new technique to you. Yesterday you were taught how to meditate. Today we're going to tell you something about how do you take care of your emotions. So I'm going to first show you a small video. After that, we can discuss what I'm talking about. Can you all see the video? If you can't, just let me know. Can you all see the video?
Yeah, we can, Haresh bhai.
Yeah.
Yes,
Everyone
doctor.
needs to feel fully present. This is an ongoing mantra you hear everywhere. Be in the moment. Seize the day. Live for right now. But very few people know what this means or how to actually implement it. We're continuously reacting to our environments. Someone cuts us off in traffic, we get angry. Someone laughs at us, we feel embarrassed. Someone breaks our heart, we find ourselves plummeted into a season of despair. These reactions feel visceral, impossible to dodge or avoid. And there's a reason for this. Most of our emotional reactions have deep roots in the past. They're part of an emotional pattern that is deepened. It gets strengthened when we repeatedly entertain an emotion, and we repeatedly react the same old way. Every time I react with anger, I become more likely to choose anger as a first response. That anger is always just under the surface, just waiting to come out. With every emotional reaction that we have, we deepen that same underlying emotional trend. Emotion is kind of like water. When water flows over the same ground, it slowly automatically eventually it becomes a rushing river. As the riverbed becomes wider, the currents become stronger. When we react with anger, or pain, or shame over and over again, the more anger, pain, or shame we draw into our lives, the currents become stronger. With every reaction, actually creating a blueprint for the future. We're creating a precedent or template for how we're going to think, feel, or behave the next time. Then, in the future, some external situation will come along, re-trigger that emotion yet again. If there was no anger already inside me, being cut off in traffic would be frustrating. If there wasn't any insecurity already ingrained in my psyche, then being laughed at would ruin my day. If there was no discomfort associated with being alone, then being single wouldn't feel like such an unconquerable inconvenience. We will never have full control over the circumstances in our lives, but we can learn to regulate our inner states so that our external circumstances don't have control over us. To do this, we need to address those deep impulses that orchestrate our emotional reactions. In fact, These impulses, which have their roots in the past, can actually be cleaned away through certain practices. But even if you adopt such a practice, that cleaning will still be a gradual process. In the meantime, we can also learn to become non-reactive to those deep impulses. By tuning into the heart and remaining connected inside, we become capable of choosing a different response, choosing joy and even gratitude. And the more we learn to live from it, the more we realize that we do in fact have a choice. We can choose to react according to the same old patterns, or we can choose to respond with the heart instead and become free from those burdens of the past. With every reflexive reaction that we give up our free will and allow ourselves to be controlled by our tendencies instead. With every heartful response, we become free. The more we use our hearts in our lives, the less impact our circumstances have on us, and the more freedom we get.
Yeah. So it's a very beautiful video which tells you that most of our responses are based on our past experiences, which probably we don't remember. That's why we suddenly realize that someone just likes chocolate, but he has no reason to know why he likes chocolate. And someone just gets angry at every small thing that happens in his or her life. These are actually tendencies which you have created over time in yourself, in others, and that's how your automatic responses are formed. This is what actually in yogic terms is called samskaras. Now, what is samskara? I'll tell you very quickly in a short span so that I'm not going to waste so much time on going into samskaras, which can be a discussion topic for days. Samskaras are actually, suppose you have had a situation where you are in a problem, for example, that you're angry at someone and you decide that I have to not forgive this person. I'm going to take revenge on this person. I'm going to plot and do something and see that I get back to him for being nice, for being bad to me or nasty to me. Now, this becomes initially not a samskara. So, this is a thought you had created in your mind that this is what you want to do. But if you keep reinforcing this thought and reminding yourself every now and then that I have to take revenge on this man, I am angry with this person, I am going to take revenge on this person, this thought becomes deep rooted in you. And this deep rooted thought will erupt sometime in the future. You don't know when. It may erupt after a year, it may erupt after 10 years, it may erupt after 20 years. You might get an opportunity to get back at him after 20 years. And that is a samskara which drives your life. And these kind of decisions, these kind of impressions we keep making every day in our life, that gives us these responses which we lose control over, like getting angry when you are cut off by a car, or getting angry if someone cuts the line in a cinema theater. All these have basis on these learned responses which you don't remember. Actually, it's colors on a plain canvas. When you're born, you're a plain canvas, but as you grow, you get lots of impressions formed by friends, by parents, by children, by peers, by your enemies, by your staff. All these impressions color your perception, they color your canvas, and you totally lose sight of what you are. And in heartfulness, we have a technique that we can remove these impressions, these samskaras from within our system. And once you manage to remove this, as you saw in that video, gradually, you start seeing what you really be, or what you really want to be, and what you really are. And that helps you to deal with yourself better, makes you more resilient, makes you less stressed, and makes you a better individual. So if you all are ready, I'm going to guide you how to go through this whole process of doing guided cleaning. If there's any question before that, or we can go ahead and start it. Do you have a question? Do we have anybody has questions before we get there?
I think no, Harish bhai.
Okay.
I don't think there are any questions here. You can go
Okay.
ahead.
So what I would want all of you all to do is follow the steps that I tell you as I talk about them. Keep doing them, and there, of course, we'll give you links for how you can further do it on your own, and the links are available all over. So I would request all of you to sit comfortably in your chair and gently close your eyes. If you're sitting down, it's also fine. You can sit comfortably wherever you are sitting and gently close your eyes. Now visualize your entire back in front of your eyes, from top of the head to the tailbone. Now imagine that all impurities, impressions, thoughts that we have built within us over the last moments, days, months, years, they are actively leaving your system on either side of your spine, right from the top of your head to the tailbone. Imagine these impressions leaving out, oozing out, and going out in the form of smoke or vapor. Do not try to visualize the smoke or vapor. Keep doing this process of trying to remove all these impressions from your system. Do not try to compartmentalize or decide that I would want only the bad ones to go and the good ones to remain. We have to clean everything without discrimination of it being good or bad. Gently accelerate this process of cleaning. Think yourself to be a sweeper with a broom in your hand who cleans the house. As you clean the house, you dust everything out. In the same way, imagine that you have a broom with you and you are cleaning your inner self, getting rid of all thoughts, impressions, impurities in your body, in your system, and feel it leaving you on either side of the back. Keep doing this process till you start feeling lighter and clearer and cleaner, and a sense of reduction of impurities and increase and increase in purity starts pervading your entire system. Keep doing this process actively, removing it from either side and letting it grow. Be in the moment, be in the moment at this time, and continue this process of cleaning. Gently keep accelerating this process of removal of these impurities. As you continue to do this, when you feel that you are lighter, at this point, imagine there is divine light which comes from the source. It enters in front of your chest, into your system, into your heart, into your body. This divine light, divine force helps you in this cleaning process. It aids you to remove all these impurities, impressions, thoughts, all that we have accumulated over time. Helps you remove these and makes you feel lighter and purer. This purity starts pervading your entire system from top to toe and helps you in cleaning it and accelerating it. This divine energy enters into each and every cell, each and every body, each and every part of your body, and you start feeling filled with this divine light and purity, and you feel that you have become clean and pure. When you are feeling sufficiently clean and pure, and the divine force has pervaded your entire system, you can gently open your eyes Do not be in a hurry to open your eyes. Feel the change, note the change that has transpired during this process, and imagine the force, the divine light that has entered you remains with you the entire time throughout the day, making you a more gentle, peaceful, stress-free, and a resilient individual. Mister? Hmm. That's all. Right. Do you have any questions, anything regarding this? Something someone's not understood or anything that you want to know?
Any questions from the audience?
No, there is no question.
Do you have any questions, anything regarding?
If there are any questions from the panelists, they can unmute and ask the question. And we are joined, we have with us Dr. Sanjay Niranjan, the EB member from the Uttar Pradesh Central IEP EB member. Sanjay sir, are you there?
Dr. Harish sir.
Yeah, just tell me, Dr. Pawan.
Yeah, already we were from thinking to doing and from doing to being.
Right.
So how this being, because we are always confused in this world, and even the world appreciates people doing in actions.
Right.
But the underlying being with what we are doing matters a lot.
Right.
So with what intention or with what being we are doing that, whatever the action we do in this world.
Right.
So how this being, I think, as you already told, heartfulness helps us in mastering that being.
Yes.
So once you master that being, whatever you do will be, I think it's like it's a great, whatever the tiny activity, what you do, it will become a worship.
Yeah.
So what is the doing versus being thing, which we should inculcate in every moment of our life?
Right. So everybody of us has heard about the Gita and read about the Gita. Everybody talks about the Gita. And Gita exactly tells you that you are to give up ownership actually. What it means is that you do the action you're supposed to do to the best of your abilities. Now, does it mean that you don't expect outcome? Not true. That's a mistake that people think. It's not about not expecting the outcome. It is about not taking ownership of the outcome. So irrespective of the outcome, you have to do the action. It doesn't mean that I don't need an outcome. You do not take ownership of the outcome. And this is easier said than done, because if you do it consciously in the beginning, when you're doing it intentionally without a meditation practice, then you have moments in time where you may not be able to follow that principle. But once you meditate and refine yourself with cleaning, so when you clean, you're going to remove the impressions, and when you meditate the next day, you're going to probably connect more and more with your inner self. As I said, you connect and tune to the heart, which takes you into feeling, and these feelings eventually makes you what you are, and that is how you start doing this automatically. So it becomes a automatic thing for you, then a thing which you have to make a physical effort or you have to keep trying. So you move from attempt to automatism. So you become automatically compassionate, automatically empathetic, automatically resilient. So this is a beautiful tool which doesn't need too much time, doesn't need too much effort, and all actually you have to do is sit quietly, nothing more than that.
Yeah, I think there are one important insights what you told also. We always wonder, like, why God is created so how human beings in so much inequality. There is no equality in the God creation. See, the physical level, not every person is equally able. Like a lame person can't run, or whatever the physical level. If you see, each person is different
Right.
there are different domains. Like,
Hmm.
so they are capable of running a marathon. Not everyone runs a marathon.
Right.
And physical level, there is no equality everywhere.
Yeah.
And even mental level, we can see there is a discrepancies across the humanity. There are genius people who work with their mind, who earn crores just by being, they're using their mental capacities. Not everybody can, all the mental capacities of all the human beings are not at all equal. But what I felt is God is created each one of us equal in being. So in being, there is no difference between any two human beings, whether he is a blind person, lame person, or is a male, female. There is no discrepancies there. So physical strengths may be vary, mental strengths may vary, but the beingness, the consciousness, what we say, or beingness is nothing but how you experience the life. So it is in our hands, totally in our hands. In every moment, I have a choice how to make that, whether I should have a pleasant experience or whether I should have a suffering experience in that. Every moment is a choice there. If I exercise that choice, I can, whatever the adversities, calamities around, I won't give power to the surroundings. I won't give power to the people. Even though I am lame, even though I am blind, even though I am, physically incapacitated and mentally also weak. But that being, God has created each one of us equal. So once you master the being, that you won't compare with other people, because all are same. The being, the potential of that being is same with everyone. That is where, even if it is a child, if it's an old person, there is no age difference also. There is no capabilities with the old person or young person. Everybody being is same. So though we may vary with the physical strength and mental strength, the male, female also, our being is same. So I think mastering the being is the crucial step, and that that was my insight. At being level, we are all equal. Entire humanity is at equal.
Right.
Dr. Harish,
Yeah, sure.
there's a question from Dr. Anjana, I think.
I read that.
Yeah, how does it
Regarding,
differ from panic healing? Yeah, panic
okay,
healing techniques.
right. So I have not done panic healing, although I know about it. The specialty of heartfulness meditation, as someone, I think Dolly must have discussed it yesterday. It's the transmission that is there in our system. When I mean transmission, I mean there is this transfer of energy from the source via the trainer into the aspirant, which helps us meditate easier than any other technique. And this transmission is called prana. And obviously, pranic healing, I presume, also talks about prana. But
Yeah.
here the prana is infused from the source via the trainer into the aspirant, making it easier for him to meditate. So basically, you're transferring pure divine energy into the aspirant, making it easier. It's like putting a life force into someone else. That's
Okay.
how our system works, and that's a unique part of in yogic tradition, which is not seen in any other system. So it makes it easier. I'm not saying the other systems don't do something like that or they are not effective in doing. There are multiple paths to the same destination. I feel that this destination of this path helps me easier, faster, and gets me into this zone quicker. And this has actually been scientifically proven. And let me take this opportunity to talk about EEG, which we recorded in people who did heartfulness meditation versus who didn't meditate, and versus who meditate with other techniques for a long time. and especially these Tibetan monks. And they found that there is these deep waves, the slow waves that you see in the brain, was seen in the Tibetan monks after years and years of meditation. They go into that deep sleep state, which is called the Turiya state. But this state was noticed in heartfulness meditation in the very first session in a very new aspirant. So, a new aspirant could enter this deep sleep state, the Turiya state, in the very first meditation that he ever experienced. And that is the power of transmission. So that's the uniqueness of this. But I would be happy to hear about pranic healing if you have anything to tell me about.
I have done up to the highest level of pranic healing.
Good. I would be happy to listen to about it.
Yeah, even that's quite similar, wherein we start with the feeling of energy in the first session itself, and the transmission of energy is in a similar form that you are imagining. Basically, again, the similar way, not in the heart, but a source which transmits to the heart, and then they go on to chakral healing. So then eventually the
Right.
first step is basically just feeling the energy and transmitting the energy. And the second step, then you have different stages of chakral healing. I've done up to kundalini meditation also. So they have a
Right.
lot of techniques through. And then something which you said about the attitude, then we do of forgivefulness, something like that,
Right.
to let
Right.
go of all the negativity from inside and all. So
Right.
that's why I was
Right.
wondering if there like some
Similarity.
but I think it's quite similar then in that
Okay.
case, because the same
Right.
energy is healing kind of a process. Wonderful, sir. It was a great
Thank you.
insight. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very
Anybody
much.
have any? Yeah.
Yeah.
Snehal, you want to say something?
Yeah. I would be now, I think, Dr. Snehal, are you there?
I am there, and I
Yeah.
started listening to everyone talking.
Yeah.
I like to say y'all are all welcome. This is a, like Anjana was saying, even I'm a Reiki trainer and I have done my Reiki years back. But when I entered Heartfulness in the year 1998, I didn't look back. I absolutely didn't look back because I was forced to come here because like have you all have a conference. We had a conference and I was a treasurer in that conference. And you can imagine what happens to the treasurer. So I was like stressed and I said, I want some relief. And then they had something in Vashi for doctors. So that's how I joined for stress management. But what evolved after the whole thing was a very different person in me. And that is something which happened naturally. I did have to put efforts in my the sadhana part of it, as we say, but very slowly and surely, all my appendages which are not required, like appendix, were removed by itself, and I didn't have to scream and cry for that. I didn't feel the loss of what. Went from me, and I gained a lot, and you can see that I'm well grounded in the professional as well as in the heartfulness field. So that's what heartfulness has given me, and I would like to share it with everyone, the caregivers, the professionals, everyone. So you're welcome, and we can handhold you in the next few days. We can have a special program developed for people who are interested. And Dr. Pawan was saying something about I came in when that being doing was happening, and being is very much being in the present, and doing, your mind is everywhere. It is in the present, it is in the past, and it is in the future. Kya karu types. But when you're being one with what you're doing. If I'm talking to Harish, I'm completely there with him. If I'm doing my work with my baby, I'm completely one there. So heartfulness gives you that unique capability of being, and that happens when again your subconscious and your conscious mind are, your conscious mind is completely free of anything. It can work completely. So that's what it gives you. That's what I can say. And yes, I missed Harish's talk today. I love to hear his talks. I came much at the end.
Yeah. Snehal, would you take us through the CME part of the heartfulness?
Have you all seen the video of CME? Have you all shown that?
No, I don't think we have done that.
Abhirami, can you show the CME video? So CME, I did say yesterday, we have about 15 or 16 modules from continuing medical education programs from the Heartfulness Institute, which are very specifically for medical professionals, doctors, and other healthcare professionals. We have been running them very successfully. Recently, we have got a big collaboration happening in the state of Gujarat, where they're going to be implemented right from the student level with a pre and post of MRI and genetic studies happening. So this is very specifically the well-being programs which are conducted out of India, and in India, I think this is a unique program which we have. It's not only a conference; these are modules like what we had now. This is just a taste of it. We can dive deeper by attending our immersion programs when the lockdown opens, possibly next year. Till then, we do have online modules and online programs which are there for all of you. So you all are welcome to attend and to tell us. We are always available for any type of program, and these are accredited programs, and they would definitely, you will find a shift when you walk the way. It is walking the way. It is the experience, because the experience of eating a jalebi is different and a gulab jam is different. So if you want to have a taste of heartfulness, please dive deep. Thank you.
And there's one question that how and whom to contact if someone is interested in starting the practice of heartfulness. Dr. Stehal, can you answer?
Have the email in.cme. I'll put it into the chat box. We have trainers all over the world, over 140 countries. We have trainers all over the world. You can be in touch with any of us. Wherever you are, there would be a trainer. Rest assured with that. And secondly, if you'll have a group of people who want to start the practice and you'll want regularly or weekly hand holding, we are willing to form a group and take you all ahead in that terms also. That's
And those who want to know more about it, you can go to HeartsApp. If you have a mobile phone, you can download the HeartsApp, HeartsApp. All continues. I'll put it on the chat, or you can visit our website. You'll get more information about trainers. So in that way, also online appearance is there, and we are there online. And the important thing to remember here is that it's a completely free process. There is no charge for these meditation sessions, because our trainer believes that God cannot be bought. So there is no charge here. So these are the two ways you can connect. And then we have a Twitter handle, we have a Facebook handle. And once Abhirami shows that video, they'll get more information where all they have to contact. But this is the good way to begin of downloading the app as well as going on the website. And you can contact us personally also. The organizers have our email IDs, have our telephone numbers, and we can guide all of you all further. Anything else, Neil?
No, I think that's good. Abhi, can you show the CME video?
Yes, yeah, I'll do that.
Many a times we become like automatons, like robots.
Medical profession has enormous amount of stress.
There's increased burnout, there's increased suicide rates. Doctor was a friend of the family. That with industrialization has changed. So now doctors are treating patients, they're not trying to heal patients.
You don't have that empathy to connect.
And this is the thing that we are trying to introduce through the CME.
Unwind, relax, rejuvenate, and reinvent the human within the health professional. If you look out in the Western countries, meditation is a part of their healthcare policy for physicians. The condition which is given to you by meditating for some time can be carried over into your work span.
We have a few published trials which show benefits of heartfulness meditation
Our programs are accredited by the American Medical Association, and we are partnering with Annenberg Center for Health Sciences. We have been doing this program both in the US and also in India, in the Middle East as well.
Doctors need points, and here one module is giving you 1 point. Any practicing healthcare professional can approach us. Ayurveda, homeopathy, allopathy, psychologists, nursing professionals.
This program is basically designed to heal the doctor himself. So we are trying to slowly spread this movement among individuals, which automatically they will spread amongst their families, their relatives, their friends, and the egregore will keep growing.
CME actually means contemplate, meditate, and evolve.
Yeah, I think that was like a very wholesome and good presentation from all the panelists who were there. Anurag, anything else you want to add to all these things?
No, I think if there are no more questions, we can wind off the session. And one thing is there that we have started the 90-day challenge program. We have started in the Central Zone Pedicon team also.
Anurag, Anurag, there is a question from somebody. How do you change the path of the river? Anybody wants to answer that?
Yeah, that's what the meditation does to you. It creates, when you clean and you meditate, you are first making yourself available to change. You're ready to adapt, you're accepting change. And it's just like forming a new channel. It's just, if you have a river and you dig a canal through it, the water will go through the canal. It's all about creating a new channel. It's as simple as that. And meditation helps you create this channel in the right direction.
So I think better to destroy the canal itself, because the canal is there whenever the situation comes, again the anger flows, you know, all whatever the things, they flow
Right.
into that.
And that's what cleaning does to you, right?
The channel, yes, correct. Very true, very true.
But you have to make sure that you don't go back into that same mold. So that depends on you. Once you clean, you should not go back to your old tendencies, and that depends on your own willpower. That you have to see that you don't fall back into the old tendency, or right, as he said, into the old channel. Someone was asking something.
Yeah, somebody has asked whether it causes a hypnotic effect.
No, it's not true.
Doesn't. Yeah.
I'll tell you the difference between hypnosis and transmission. That's a very important question, because many science graduates have this concept of hypnosis. I had the same thing, that are you hypnotizing me? Hypnosis leads to mental dullness. If you realize people who are hypnotized, after the hypnosis is over, they are mentally dull. They get down. They are not happy when they come out of it. But if you come out of this transmission, you feel lighter, happier, and a better human being. And it's a permanent thing. Hypnosis lasts only that time. And you're always dull after hypnosis. So it's not hypnosis.
Yeah. And somebody has asked how to keep ourselves motivated, I think.
That's the most difficult thing in meditation, to keep yourself motivated. Now, experience keeps you motivated. It's like an experiment. So if you've done it, you've found the benefit of it, that will motivate you. It's like tangible benefits. Everybody looks for tangible benefits, right? Tangible benefits come if you spend 10 rupees, you buy 10 rupees goods, you're happy that I have got 10 rupee worth of things I've bought. Now, when it comes to meditation, that I have meditated so many hours, how much have I benefited? Now, people don't understand this. Meditation benefit is like compounding interest or SIP in your share. When you put 10 rupees every day for 10 years, and suddenly you see your balance sheet, you're probably doubled it, tripled it, right? Similarly, meditation, if you do it every day, it's like an SIP. So you build on to your process, and you will see the outcomes of it after some time. Like I saw it, a glimpse of it at 9 months. That's changing me. And then the worry comes, am I going back economically? Am I becoming more docile? But actually it doesn't happen, because once you meditate, your focus improves, your concentration improves, your job ability improves. So you do the same job in a shorter span of time. So you have more time for yourself. And if you have more time for yourself, you do more work, you earn more. So economically also you benefit. So it is not that it's going to be a tangible benefit only in change of persona. It's a tangible benefit all the way, but you have to have patience for that tangible benefit to come. And that is enough reason to sustain it.
Yeah.
I would like to add,
Anurag,
I would like
Dr.
to add
Anurag.
to it, Dr. Haresh, that it's like some physical activity or running. The experience keeps you motivated. The experience of the experience you get the experience after running keeps you motivated to do further running. Like that, it's in the meditation
You
also.
can't build muscle in one day.
Yeah,
It takes time. Bodybuilders also take years before they can show off their body. So
And
this works.
and the experience you get after that activity, that keeps you motivated.
And just a short thing before I end this topic is that there will be times where you will go down. You will feel that you don't want to meditate. That's the time you should meditate the most, because that's the time you need it the most. That's where your willpower will come in, because there will come times you don't feel you want to meditate, you don't want to sit with your eyes closed, or you can't sit with your eyes closed. And that's the time to go back to a trainer. So our system is trainer based. You meditate 3 times, first 3 sessions with a trainer, then you meditate alone. Then once a week, you should meditate again with the trainer, which you can also do online now. It can be virtually done. So when you're down, don't stop meditating. Contact your trainer, have a session with him. It'll rejuvenate you and bring you back on the path.
Yeah. Dr. Anurag, there was somebody asking about is there a group which we can join and start doing meditation. So I would request, because you are part of the organizers, that if you can bring up a group of people who are interested, like those who are attending this session, or those who want to carry on further from this point. So we can form a group.
We will form a group and share in that WhatsApp group, delegates WhatsApp group, the link.
Yeah.
We have started similar groups in the Central Zone Pedicon also, and they are running beautifully right now. And we will start a 90-day challenge like that group in this conference also. And one more question is there: how can meditation help one stay focused and avoid falling to distractions? By Dr. Monica.
Right. See, as I told you, when you meditate, you automatically center yourself, you connect it to your inner self, and you start liking what you are, and you start liking what you're becoming. And focus and concentration is the outcome of this. It should not be the beginning of it. You should not start with this. So it automatically adds focus and concentration. Don't try to concentrate and focus right in the beginning. It's the byproduct of meditation. So don't try to make it the focus of meditation. And once you get this, distraction automatically reduces. It doesn't become zero. Now, how to avoid distractions? A very important thing is, one is your mental control, your willpower. But the best technique I have realized to avoid distraction is, when you feel distracted, do your cleaning, what I was talking about. There's something called spot cleaning, where you sit at any position you are, wherever you are in the office or where you're sitting, just close your eyes and clean your system for 2 minutes. Just for 2 minutes. Imagine that your entire system, which I described how it is cleaned, and you clean it, and then open your eyes. You will be surprised that your distraction is disappeared. This is one beautiful way. It just takes a couple of minutes and you can get away from your distraction. Anything else, Snehal, or you, or anybody else wants to add to that?
Dr. Anurag. Yeah, I would like to add, Dr. Haresh, regarding the motivation. I think we should listen to our, there is a mind level and above mind level. There is something called word. When you give a word, that is a commitment that I will exercise daily for 1 hour. Usually what happens when I start exercising, my body tells, chodo na yaar, 15 minutes ke baad it will tell me, your legs are aching, go to sleep now, why you are doing this? there is something like emotions, feelings which are coming to go and sleep, to go, to get out of my work, what I have committed for. So it's like something like, if I, rather than a motivation or rather than the experience, I think we should learn to honor our word. When you say a word, like, I will commit to meditate daily 1 hour, I will exercise 1 hour. I think that's a word which has to be there. Suppose we can, because the feelings and emotions, when the 6 o'clock rings and next day morning alarm rings, I say, my body says, my feeling says that, you are already tired, you slept late, so sleep. But my word, it says that, you have given a word, come on, get up, no matter what, don't listen to the feelings or emotions. No, you have given a word. So if you committed to that word, whatever you have given, as our ancestors said, pran jaye, but vachan na jaye. So you should start giving the word, because consistency is the master key for success.
Right.
The consistency is not there, you are not getting. If I run for some 10 days and after that I leave, I can't run a marathon. I can't,
Right.
there is no goal there.
Right.
So for that consistency, I think if you start honoring your word as a commitment, and whatever feelings come, you should ignore them. That's all. If you start practicing that, I think you will master that.
Right. Yeah. Thank you, Pawan. I agree with you. Just that I'm just saying consistency and all, giving a word is great. But when you start new, these words don't count, because we all give up gyms. We all stop exercising. It's agreed that that's the long-term goal and it should happen. But the most important, that's what is perseverance, what we're talking about. But to
our
develop,
mental chatter will keep pulling it down away from the goal, right? Yeah.
But the perseverance comes with positive reinforcement, and that positive reinforcement comes with experience. So that's the whole game in the end. That to get the positive reinforcement, you have to give. It's like giving a sweet to a kid to get a job done. So we have to keep giving something to ourselves to get the job done. And that something is your change, your way you deal with things, your success in your profession, dealing with situations. You feel so happy when someone comes and tells you, Dr. Deshpande, you did a great job. You handled this situation so beautifully. So that's again a positive reinforcement that keeps you going, and you realize that it is the meditation that made Dr. Deshpande do this. So that is very, very important. And that's how we develop this thing. And then you can come back to Pran Jaya Pan Vachan Na Jaya. That's the ultimate goal.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate
goal. Yeah. Maybe I think developing a structure will help. Like, for running, if I keep my shoes away and if I don't find when I get up, it will be difficult for me. But if I keep my shoes just besides the bed, the moment it will get up, it will remind me. So immediately I'll put and I start doing it. Maybe that will help. Developing a structure and developing a peer group who will help us motivate.
Yes, you need a peer group. There I agree with you. Yeah. If you have friends who meditate together, it's better than meditating alone in the beginning to get used to it. That's a very beautiful session, Dr. Pawan. I think meditation in a group always helps compared to doing it alone when you're new.
So I would just like to add as a parting comment that we definitely, heartfulness is all about the heart. And I realized coming here that leaving behind what I was overthinking about has helped me a lot, because I have been meditating from years together, from as I was a kid, because I had very humble beginnings. But the type of meditation what heartfulness has offered me without complexities, becoming a very natural person, and that's why it was known as Sahaj Marg. It is known as Sahaj Marg, becoming just yourself naturally. So we invite you to join the and handhold you all in the process. That's all, and I think we can end here because they have to go into another session now. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
So I would like to thank the whole Heartfulness team, Dr. Snehal, Dr. Haresh, Varsha, Dr. Shweta, and also Abhirami. Abhirami was behind the scenes, he's the technical person. And I'm really thankful to the Heartfulness team that they have prepared this program at such a short notice. I have told them just 2 days back, 2 days before the start of session, and they have come up with such a beautiful program. So we can now wind up the session, and for our regular conference, we have our next session from 12 p.m. and we can join at 12. Thank you.
Thank you, Harish bhai.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shweta Didi. Thank you, Anurag.
Thank you, Abhiram.